we've had to deliver the horrible news of a tragic event or a loss of life of someone because of impaired operating or even an impaired passenger on a vessel.
My message to the boaters is to think about this. Think about the person you love the most. Think about the person that you care about the most. How would you feel? Would you be okay knowing that that person is driving down the same road where an impaired operator is driving? Would you feel okay knowing that they're in a waterway where there's impaired boaters? How would you feel about that? How would you feel about them? How would you feel about their safety? And I think that's the most important thing. When a boater tells me that they've only had a couple, I always wonder, because a couple can mean a lot of different things. A couple of cups, and if it's a couple of cups, then a couple of cups of what? If it's a couple of bottles, then a couple of bottles of what?
I realized that a lot of times, with that false sense of confidence, they may be very adamant of proving that they're not impaired. They may feel like, well, I can still move around, I can still do certain things, and they're not realizing the effects of alcohol, how it's affecting their vision, their balance, their judgment, and their coordination. All things that are fundamental and key in operating a vessel safely.
I've seen all kinds of things in my career when it comes to people trying to hide their consumption. One of the most common ones that I've seen is switching operators when the boaters notice the presence of law enforcement in the area. Even if they're trying to hide their impairment, we're trained to detect impairment, and we're able to tell.
I would encourage operators and everybody boarding a vessel to hold each other accountable. Start with the end in mind.
You know what, I'm just gonna go out there and have a great time. And then it changes to, hey, I'm having a super great time. And then it can change to, whoa, the cops are coming. And then it can change from that to, uh-oh, I can probably go to jail.
As law enforcement officers, we're not targeting subjects to arrest. Our focus is to keep the public safe.
The legal ramifications of boating under the influence vary from state to state. It could be citations, fines, court fees, jail time, prison time, and definitely a criminal record for the rest of your life.
I believe a lot of boaters have this idea that they can get away with it. They may have gotten away with it once or twice. I actually believe the worst thing that can happen is they get away with it. The best thing that can happen is they get arrested and they're held accountable and there's corrective measures for their actions.